Well, there is a certain conflict there because if the U.S. is backing the idea of Syrian sovereignty in, the basically the whole of the country, that's not going to square very well with Israel's zone sphere of influence that it has developed, especially in this Sawida area, which is not right on the border, but it's close enough for Israel to be able to enforce things like a no-fly zone, things like not allowing heavy military units with equipment to conduct another massacre against the Druze. These are red lines that Israel has drawn. In the meantime, we haven't seen any public clash with Washington over this, but this doesn't tally up with the idea that Al-Sharaa should be sovereign in all of Syria. So there is a certain structural, you could call it, tension. Regarding the situation with the ISIS detainees, there is a certain irony here because we have to remember when we're talking about the military of the Al-Sharaa regime, what we're talking about are many, many jihadists, people who not necessarily were in ISIS, although some of them were, but other kinds of Salafi jihadists who have been fighting in Syria for years. And then they just sort of joined the Syrian army with their units intact, the same units, the same commanders, just sort of under a new flag. So we're worried about these ISIS, terrorists or ex-terrorists running around. What about the ISIS and non-ISIS jihadists who are in the Syrian military? This is something that there's a certain sort of elephant in the room that we're all just kind of not talking about. But I think Israel is very aware of this, and it's going to ensure that these forces don't come up to its border or approach the Druze of southern Syria in any big numbers. As for the Kurds, I think that they have a big problem going forward.